serious and grave conditions, was very grave. Thank you very much.
Well, I think he was shot from a close distance. But looking at the wound, do you think that there was a strong intention to kill him? Well, I've just seen the wound, so I cannot make any judgment. Sorry. Anything else? Onda from ABC Television. The 4.5 hours while you were giving him treatment, what kind of treatment was being given? Basically, we tried to stop the bleeding and also conduct blood transfusion. Anything else? Person over there? Horie from Yamazaki Broadcasting. You say that you conducted a massive blood transfusion. But what is the volume of blood? A large amount, that is all. So it's more than 100 units. I cannot give you the amount in milliliters. Asahi Shimbun? About the family. Have you already given an explanation to the family members? Yes, we did. Thank you. Please use the microphone up front. Chunichi Shimbun. You said that you explained to the family. How did they react? Can you explain about what it was like, his wife especially? Well, I just communicated the health condition and the treatment that was given. That is all. I cannot give you any other details. Anything else? Asahi Shimbun? Were the bullets inside his body during the operation, surgery? We could not confirm the bullet. I think that we might find out later, but during the surgery, we were not able to find the bullet or bullets. Then the person up front. NHK Fujita. There were 2 shots. We hear. Of the 2, which do you think was the critical one that took his life? I cannot judge. I only know that there were 2 wounds believed to be bullet wounds. And because the wound reached the heart was damaged, causing bleeding. That is all I can say. Anything else?
We understand that there were 2 gun wounds. Were they in the neck or were they at the chest? They were at the neck. There were 2 gun wounds found in the neck. That is right. However, you have indicated that they reached the heart. Yes, in terms of direction for the neck, it had reached the heart. Any other questions? Mainichi Hoso Nojima. For confirmation's sake, there were 2 wounds in the neck. However, in the chest, in the artery, there were wounds. in the chest and also heart. Is that correct? Yes. When you say neck, exactly where would it be? Right here. It's the base of the neck, 2 locations. And when you say the heart, where would that be? There is a vessel, the blood vein rather, that connects from the neck. And we understand that surgical treatment was conducted. What kind of surgical treatment was conducted? If you could kindly explain in layman's terms. Basically, we need to identify where the hemorrhage was conducted, and therefore we need to conduct an open surgery, and therefore this is a surgical treatment to identify where the hemorrhage is being conducted and a treatment in order to stop the hemorrhage. Any other questions? NHK? The factor leading to death is attributed to bleeding. Is that correct? Yes, it can be expressed as death from bleeding. And you have mentioned that the bullet reached the heart. And were there any damages to the organ? The damage to the heart was serious. And we say wound or damage. How would you explain this? There is a wide gaping hole in the heart. This is attributed to the gun wound. Compared to other wounds, is there something that is particularly pronounced? There has not been a comparison that has been conducted, but gun wounds, for the most part, create a larger wound. Any other questions? From Chunichi Shimbun, Okaya. He has penetrated the internal organs of the heart, but there were 2 wounds in the neck. But you have also mentioned you were not able to detect the bullet. And how about on the backside of the heart? Were there any wounds that were detected? There were wounds in the shoulder area, and we believe that therefore the bullet has penetrated to that extent. So it has penetrated in one location. And as for the other wound, you were not able to detect a wound that has been caused by penetration of the bullet. And you have not been able to identify or detect the bullets. That is correct. Any other questions? Hoshimoto is my name. After the family members arrived, I believe it was about after 5 p.m. that they had arrived. But when they arrived, the former Prime Minister had already passed away. Is that correct? And since the transferal to the hospital, no vital signs had been detected. Any other questions? Go ahead. My name is Ota. You explained about the wound, the 2 wounds. Were they in close proximity? Where were they located specifically? Basically, there were 2 in the proximity, about 5 centimeters apart. Thank you. Any other questions? Yomiuri TV? Any related question? After his wife, Akie, arrived, I would like to inquire as to the condition of former Prime Minister Abe. As I've indicated,
Do you think that was proper? Well, I don't know what happened before he arrived at this hospital, so I cannot say anything for sure. Thank you. Another? If he was shot in the heart, in order to resuscitate, is it proper to use AED? Yes, I believe so. Anything else? Person in the middle? Matsuda? It's according to the news, he was in the ICU, intensive care unit. So what treatment was given to him? No, he was not taken to the ICU. Anything else? Over there? At the site of the shooting, do you think that he was lost vital signs? Well, all I can say that is that he fell into a cardiopulmonary arrest state at the scene of the crime. So can we say that he was gravely injured, died at the scene of the crime? Well, it might be that people would interpret that way, but we in medical terms say that he was in a cardiopulmonary arrest state, and we do not say that he died at the scene of the crime. I couldn't hear you earlier. You said that he was not in an ICU, but an outpatient treatment room. Okay, I couldn't hear you. Thank you. Anything else? You say that he was unconscious when he came, but from your perspective, did Mr. Abe appear to be in pain? What was his expression? Well, I really didn't have time to look at his facial expression. I was busy treating him. Okay, thank you. Person here? Chunichi Shimbun? It said that he was shot from behind. But looking at the wound, you say that he was shot from the front. Yes, it was the front neck wound. So there was no wound in the back. So both shots were from the front direction. And, well, the location is the front. I really don't know from which angle the gunman shot, but at least the wound was in the front. And so the wounds were all in the front side, yes. And I really cannot say anything for sure, but all you can say is that it is believed to have been shot from the front, yes, according to the wound. About the wound, you say that there was the wound in the front of his neck, but you said that it reached the heart and damaged the heart. And did it go to his left shoulder after that? Maybe. The second shot or the first shot, it might have been a separate shot. I really don't know for sure. But it did reach the wall of the heart. Yes, the chamber of the heart. Thank you. Anything else?
From Asahi Shimbun, former Prime Minister Abe, and his condition is such that he has passed away 5 What steps will be taken? I would like to confirm post-mortem. The details of what is to transpire has not yet been determined. Any other questions? Kawase is my name. As for measures taken, I'd like to inquire in terms of the scope, specifically, how many experts were involved, and what is the scope of the treatment conducted? There were many that were mobilized, and we also sought support. However, we have not been able to take account, but ultimately more than 20 were mobilized. There were already more than 10 at the very beginning. Shukan Bunshu Wada. And about the family members who arrived, was it just his wife? I have only been able to confirm the presence of his wife. I do not know about the others. Any other questions? If not, with this, there seems to be another hand up. NHK Fujita. You talked about the heart chamber and how the bullet penetrated. It entered from the right and entered into the vein and then passed through, I would be led to believe. And it would normally penetrate, and how did it